everyone. Welcome back to the Warrior Wellness Podcast. My name is Morgan Trimper. I'm the Performance Nutrition and Wellness Coordinator at Warrior Ice Arena. And today we're getting into a topic that I get asked about all the time, and that's supplements. Protein powders, electrolytes, pre-workout, creatine. There's a lot of noise out there, especially with social media. So today I want to break this down in a way that's realistic, evidence-based, and actually helpful. I'm speaking in a perspective of general education, not individualized medical advice. But my goal here is to help you understand what these supplements do, when they might make sense, and when you actually don't need them. Because most people jump into supplements way too fast. Starting off here with the big picture on supplements. Supplements are meant to supplement, not replace your nutrition. That means food comes first, habits come first, consistency comes first. If your foundation isn't there, meaning you're skipping meals, you're not eating enough protein, you're not hydrating, no supplement is going to fix that. So my general philosophy is food first, supplements second. They're meant to supplement where you're lacking, and only if needed. So first, we're going to dissect protein powder. This is probably the most common supplement that I get asked about, especially with athletes, and honestly, one of the more useful ones when it's used correctly. So what is protein powder? It's a convenient way to increase your protein intake. My stance is to try to get your protein from whole foods first. So like I said, foods first, supplements second. So examples, eating chicken, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, beans, because whole foods are going to give you vitamins, minerals, and also be satiating. When protein powder makes sense is when you're busy and miss meals, post-workout convenience, you struggle to hit your protein needs. This is something that I found in college to be able to maintain my muscle mass through the season, the demands of a season. I felt that I wasn't consuming enough through my food to help support the muscle mass I was gaining through my training. So I used protein powder to supplement where I was lacking in my nutrition to help make up for that ground. Now that I'm a post-collegiate athlete, I'm not training at that same level. I don't require as much protein as I did when I was in the middle of training. So now I'm able to reach my protein goal through my nutrition. Therefore, don't typically rely on protein powder. When it doesn't make sense to use protein powder is to replace every meal with a shake or using it without actually needing more protein. So this is not meant to be a protein replacement or a protein meal. Protein shakes and protein powders are meant to enhance your nutrition. Again, really focusing on creating that strong base and foundation with your whole foods. Protein supports your muscle repair, your recovery, and your performance. You don't need protein powder to get those benefits. You just need enough total protein. So think of your protein powder as a tool, not a requirement. Next, going into electrolytes. Electrolytes are everywhere right now. So here's the key thing most people misunderstand. Electrolytes are for replenishment, not just for sipping all day for fun. So what do they actually do? They help replace minerals lost in your sweat, sodium, potassium, etc. When they're useful is for long practices, intense workouts, hot environments, multiple games like tournaments, when you're running distances, sweating for prolonged amounts of time. When they're not necessary is when you're sitting at your desk, sitting in school, light activities where you're not expending a lot of sweat or energy, and already if you're well hydrated, then we don't need to use those electrolytes to rehydrate. You already are hydrated. When you sweat, especially in heat, you lose sodium, and water alone may not fully rehydrate you. That's where electrolytes can help improve your hydration status, your performance, and your recovery. So my stance on electrolytes is use electrolytes intentionally, not casually. They're not just for flavoring your drink, they actually have a purpose. Third one is going into pre-workout. This one's huge, especially for younger athletes. Pre-workout is often marketed as energy, focus, performance boosting, but let's really break it down. With most pre-workout powders, there's caffeine, stimulants, sometimes added sugars, incorporated into those drinks. So my perspective is most people are using pre-workouts for energy, but the reality is you can get that same energy from whole foods. So an alternative could be a banana with honey, peanut butter with toast, fruit and yogurt. These give you quick carbs, real fuel, sustained energy, and quick sugars, which will give you that burst of energy that you need pre-workout. So why this matters is that pre-workout doesn't actually create energy. It just stimulates your system. So if you're underfueled and take pre-workout, you might feel amped up, but you still are not properly fueled. Caution, especially for young athletes and people who are sensitive to caffeine. Those types of performance drinks or pre-workout drinks typically are very high in dosages of caffeine. So again, my stance on this is focus on fueling first, try to get that same type of energy from whole foods, from fuel, and use pre-workout very cautiously, if at all. Now getting into our last one, creatine. Creatine is one of the most researched supplements out there, and this is where we could actually lean into some science. So what creatine does, it helps your body produce quick energy during short bursts, high intensity efforts, think sprinting, lifting, explosive movements, and research shows that creatine can support strength, power output, muscle performance, but important points for people to remember are it's not for everyone, especially not recommended for kids or younger athletes. This supplement is also not magic. If your training, nutrition, and sleep aren't in place, it won't do much. Hydration matters. Creatine pulls water into your muscles, so hydration is key. So my stance with creatine overall as a supplement is that it can be helpful for some individuals, but it should be approached intentionally, not casually. Some common mistakes, and here are some of the biggest ones I see, are people try to out-supplement poor habits. They think I'll take protein, I'll take pre-workout, I'll take electrolytes, but they're skipping meals, under-eating, and not sleeping. Supplements don't replace consistency, they don't replace structure, they don't replace real food. And if you're wondering, should I be taking this, ask yourself, first, am I eating enough real food? Am I hydrating consistently? Am I using this for a specific purpose? And if the answer is no, I would start there first. Again, rebuilding that foundation. At the end of the day, supplements are optional. Nutrition is foundational and necessary. So focus on getting really good quality whole meals in with carbohydrates, proteins, and fats, all your macronutrients, also vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, your micronutrients. Really focus on being consistent with your fueling, so having your breakfast in the morning, your morning snack, your lunch, your afternoon snack, your dinner, maybe a before bed snack as well if you're still hungry. Prioritizing your hydration, make sure that you're hydrating before you actually feel the effects of dehydration. And also fueling your body properly. Then, if needed, after creating that foundational layer, you still need support to reach your goals. That's when you can start to integrate supplements in strategically. If you found this helpful, share it with a teammate, a parent, or athlete who's trying to navigate all the supplement noise out there. And if you're looking for more guidance on how to fuel your body for performance, through real food and sustainable habits, definitely reach out with questions. I'd love to help you. If there are topics that you'd like to see covered in the future episodes, definitely let me know. You can find more content on my Be Well with Morgan nutrition focused Instagram. Hope you have a great rest of your day.